When we think of Hollywood actors, it's easy to picture them living it up in multi-million-dollar mansions, driving luxury cars, and flaunting designer wardrobes. The flashy lifestyle is practically part of the job description. But believe it or not all actors are blowing their cash on yachts and private jets. In fact, some of the most famous faces in Hollywood live surprisingly modest lives. Let's take a deep dive into the surprisingly low-key lifestyles of some of Tinseltown's biggest names. Please subscribe to the channel. Number 1. Keanu Reeves. It's hard to believe that one of the most beloved and bankable actors in Hollywood, Keanu Reeves, lives like he's scraping by. Despite starring in blockbusters like the Matrix series, John Wick, and Speed, Reeves is famous for his humility and lack of materialism. This guy could easily own multiple mega mansions and a fleet of sports cars, but instead, he chooses to live a life that's refreshingly grounded. Reeves is known to ride the subway in New York City like any regular Joe, and stories of him giving up his seat to others on crowded trains have gone viral. He lives in a relatively modest house in the Hollywood Hills, far from the sprawling estates of his peers, and isn't one to flaunt his wealth. In fact, he's known for giving away significant portions of his earnings. He reportedly handed over a huge chunk of his earnings from The Matrix to the special effects and makeup teams, saying they deserve the recognition and the cash. And let's not forget his love for motorcycles. While some celebs are spotted in Ferraris and Lamborghinis, Keanu's ride of choice is often a simple motorcycle, and he even co-founded his own motorcycle company, Arch Motorcycles. The best part? He doesn't act like a guy with millions in the bank choosing to lead a quiet life when he's not on set or promoting his films. If you catch him out for dinner, he might just be sitting alone at a small diner, enjoying a sandwich and a coffee like any ordinary person. Number 2, Jennifer Lawrence. You'd think that after starring in the Hunger Games franchise and winning an Academy Award, Jennifer Lawrence would be splurging on all the luxuries money can buy. But Lawrence, one of the highest-paid actresses in the world, is surprisingly down-to-earth when it comes to her lifestyle. While other actresses are photographed leaving high-end designer boutiques, Lawrence is often seen wearing casual clothes, shopping at local grocery stores, and driving a Volkswagen rather than a flashy sports car. Lawrence has admitted in interviews that she's not one to spend frivolously and prefers to save her money. Even after making millions, she kept her modest 2-bedroom condo in Los Angeles, where she lived for years before finally upgrading to a larger home. But even her upgrade isn't the kind of ostentatious estate you'd expect from someone with her kind of bank account. It's a far cry from the palaces of other A-listers. She's also known to be pretty frugal when it comes to her everyday life. Lawrence is often spotted shopping at more affordable stores like IKEA, and her go-to meals are far from extravagant. She's confessed her love for pizza and fast food. Her down-to-earth vibe makes her one of Hollywood's most relatable stars, despite her massive success. Number 3. Shailene Woodley. Shailene Woodley isn't just a frugal Hollywood star. She's a full-blown minimalist. Best known for her roles in Divergent and Big Little Lies, Woodley has become as famous for her off-screen lifestyle as she is for her acting chops. She's a huge advocate for sustainable living and practices what she preaches by living a lifestyle that prioritizes simplicity and eco-friendliness. Woodley has talked openly about her love for foraging and making her own natural products like toothpaste and soap. Instead of splurging on high-end beauty brands, she prefers to use ingredients straight from nature. She also once lived out of a suitcase for a few years, opting to couch surf and travel light rather than settle down in a mansion. Her sustainable approach to life also extends to her wardrobe. She's been seen on red carpets wearing eco-friendly designs, and off-duty she's often spotted in casual, low-maintenance outfits. Instead of dropping thousands on designer pieces, Woodley focuses on investing in ethically made clothes that last. While her lifestyle may be unconventional by Hollywood standards, it's a testament to her commitment to living in a way that's good for the planet and good for her wallet. Number 4, Julia Roberts. Known as America's sweetheart, Julia Roberts has starred in over 50 films, many of them major hits, and is a well-known household name who can earn between $10 and $20 million per film. The actress is estimated to be worth around $140 million in total, but you wouldn't know it by her shopping habits. This pretty woman prefers to browse second-hand shops and vintage emporiums looking for a bargain. She has also been spotted bringing her own bags when shopping for groceries. Whether she does this as an environmentally friendly gesture or to save the nickel per bag is unclear, although it may be commendable either way. Roberts also announced her intention to follow the same frugal sensibilities with her children, including dressing them in second-hand clothes, such as hand-me-downs from friends. Number 5, Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah is best known for her stint as a mermaid, but most recently we saw her on the small screen as the mother of all psychics in Sense8. With a net worth of $15 million, she's not the biggest earner on this list, But she could still be living the high life if she chose. She's an outspoken eco-activist who once took a sip of biofuel on camera to prove how much safer it was than conventional petrol. She also puts her money where her mouth is and lives in a small house she restored herself, using recycled materials. She grows her own vegetables to eat as well as to sell and barter them at farmers markets, probably more to change the world than because she's hurting for change. Number 6. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard are one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. But what fans love most about them isn't just their charm and wit, it's how they keep things real, especially when it comes to money. Despite their successful acting careers, Bell and Shepard are proud penny pinchers and they aren't shy about it. Bell once admitted to loving a good coupon, saying she's obsessed with finding the best deals. She famously bragged about using coupons at the grocery store and keeping things cheap when it comes to shopping for their home. Shepard, too, has talked about how they're not ones to spend excessively, even though they could easily afford a more extravagant lifestyle. Their wedding is a prime example of their frugal mindset. Rather than throwing a lavish multi-million-dollar ceremony like most celebs, Bell and Shepard tied the knot at a courthouse for a grand total of $142. That's right, $142. They didn't feel the need to blow their savings on a big event, choosing instead to keep things simple and focus on what really mattered, their commitment to each other. And when it comes to their home life, Bell and Shepard keep it pretty low-key. They live in a comfortable family-friendly house that's more practical than palatial, and they're known to keep things casual. Sure, they've got the money to live like royalty, but for this couple, living like they're middle class just feels right. Number 7. Vincent Kiser. Vincent Kiser, best known for playing the ambitious and somewhat sleazy Pete Campbell on Mad Men, is another Hollywood actor who takes frugality to the extreme. Despite his success on one of the most acclaimed shows of the 21st century, Kiser has always lived well below his means. During the run of Mad Men, while his co-stars were splurging on fancy cars and big houses, Kiser was living in a small one-bedroom bungalow in Hollywood without even a car. That's right, he didn't even own a car, a rare thing in Los Angeles where driving is practically mandatory. Instead, he relied on public transportation and car-sharing services to get around, proving that he's not one to waste money on unnecessary luxuries. Kiser's minimalist tendencies extended to his personal possessions as well. He once revealed that he doesn't believe in owning a lot of stuff, preferring to live a more Spartan lifestyle. Even when he eventually got married to actress Alexis Bledel, the couple reportedly kept things incredibly simple, far from the Hollywood standard of over-the-top weddings. His approach to life is all about focusing on what's essential and not getting bogged down by material possessions. While his choice to live like he's poor might seem extreme to some, it's clear that Kiser values experiences and relationships over wealth and status. Number 8. Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood may have played Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, one of the biggest film franchises of all time, but you won't catch him living like a Hollywood heavyweight. Despite his success, Wood has kept his life remarkably humble and down-to-earth, much like the Hobbit he portrayed on screen. Wood has often spoken about his frugality and lack of interest in living a flashy lifestyle. He still lives in the same modest house he bought years ago in Austin, Texas, far from the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles. While other actors his age are buying sprawling estates, Wood has remained true to his roots, choosing to invest in a simpler, quieter life. He's also known for being a pretty low-maintenance guy when it comes to material goods. Wood has talked about how he doesn't splurge on unnecessary items and isn't interested in the Hollywood status game. For him, it's all about staying grounded and enjoying life without the pressures of living up to the celebrity lifestyle. Number 9. Sarah Jessica Parker. It's ironic that Sarah Jessica Parker, who played the shoe-obsessed, designer-wearing Carrie Bradshaw on Sex and the City, is nothing like her character when it comes to spending. In real life, Parker is surprisingly frugal and has been known to live a very modest lifestyle, especially considering her status as one of TV's most iconic stars. While Carrie Bradshaw wouldn't be caught dead in anything less than high-end designer fashion, Parker has been spotted wearing the same outfits multiple times. She's not ashamed of re-wearing her clothes, unlike many celebrities who refuse to be seen in the same thing twice. Parker has also been known to shop at affordable stores like Gap and thrift shops, showing that she's not one to throw money around on clothes. In her personal life, Parker is very much the opposite of her lavish on-screen persona. She and her husband, Matthew Broderick, live in a modest New York City townhouse and are known for being thrifty when it comes to home decor and daily expenses. While Parker might have played one of the most glamorous characters on TV, her real life is far more relatable and far less expensive. Number 10. Nicolas Cage. No list of Hollywood actors with unexpected financial stories would be complete without Nicolas Cage. Unlike the other stars who live modestly by choice, Cage didn't exactly plan to hit rock bottom financially. Once one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, Cage had a legendary spending spree that eventually landed him in massive debt. But in true Nicolas Cage fashion, he's clawed his way back and is rebuilding his career, albeit with some major lessons learned along the way. At the peak of his career in the late 90s and early 2000s, Cage was raking in millions from blockbuster hits like Face Off, Con Air, and National Treasure. However, rather than stashing his fortune away or living modestly, Cage embarked on an infamous shopping spree that would make even the richest of the rich shake their heads. His purchases ranged from the bizarre to the downright extravagant. We're talking about a private island in the Bahamas, a 70-million-year-old dinosaur skull which he later had to return because it was stolen, rare comic books, a pet octopus, and several multi-million-dollar properties, including castles in Europe. Yes, real castles. But as it turns out, even a fortune as large as Cage's wasn't immune to poor financial management. By the late 2000s, Cage had accumulated a massive amount of debt, reportedly owing the IRS over $6 million in unpaid taxes. His properties were foreclosed, and he was forced to sell off many of his beloved treasures at a loss. At one point, Cage went from having a net worth of over $150 million to being virtually broke. However, rather than fading into obscurity, Cage did what he does best. He worked, and worked, and worked. Taking on roles in films that were a far cry from his former blockbusters, Cage appeared in a slew of low-budget and direct-to-video films to pay off his debts. While some of these movies didn't exactly win him new fans, Cage's relentless work ethic earned him respect for doing whatever it took to get back on his feet. And it wasn't all bad. In recent years, Cage has seen a career resurgence. Films like Mandy 2018 and Pig 2021 have garnered critical acclaim, showing that despite his financial setbacks, Cage is still a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. His unique brand of eccentricity and dedication to his craft has made him a cult favorite, and he's proven that you can make a comeback, even after losing it all. These days, Cage seems to have learned from his past mistakes. While he's still known for his eccentric taste, he's reportedly being more cautious with his spending, focusing on roles that reignite his passion for acting. And while he may never return to the wild excesses of his peak Hollywood days, Cage's comeback story is a testament to resilience in an industry that can be unforgiving.